Today is a Friday, January 17th. It's 10:19 p.m. Things are going well in the day trading world. And it is all due to several factors. And success will have some impediments. But this is something that needs to be done in order for me to move into that direction. If I don't do this, then I could be stuck in this mode, not being successful for the rest of my life. And therefore, I must, and I must be selfish with myself in order to provide the best solution for the market. I have to provide the best solution that I have, and I have to be selfish. If I'm going to escape this orbit and and make things work, I have to protect myself, knowing that God wants me to survive. And whatever happens, God knows that my right ankle has been worn out, my left knee has been worn out, then and in about 3 months, I'll be 56 years old. I already see a lot of wrinkles on my face, and 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 my car is uh, deteriorating. The glasses that I have is deteriorating. The prescription glasses that I have is deteriorating, and everything, everything that I have in possession are in some form are being uh, reduced, worn out, uh, about to expire. My shoes that I bought, it looked brand new about a year ago, but now things are getting dingy and things like that. Okay. The pants that I bought, Urban Star, I mean they have like these are stretchy pants. They're good. However, there are holes showing up and things like that. Okay. So I have to keep reminding myself, look, why, where I am. Okay. Currently, I have to remind myself where I am to get a perspective of my current situation, so that I can escape this situation. I currently have a car that's now it is 10 full years. I pay for a cubicle at an office space. I don't have an apartment. I don't have I don't I fear going to a homeless shelter because there are some uh, mentally deranged individuals who prey upon individuals like myself, despite the fact that it is run by high quality Christian people. It is it is frightening that to close my eyes and be subjected to uh, subjected to various situations. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm living out of my car, and I have to be very blunt and honest about that. Currently, I am. I'm literally living out of my car. Okay, and therefore, I lack sleep all the time. I heard homeless people lack sleep, and I know what they're talking about. I do lack sleep. It's difficult. It's difficult to have moment of closed eyes during the wintertime. During the summertime, I can go into my car and get some sleep because the temperature is okay, but currently it's not. Okay, so I'm going into fifth year of my probation as a convicted felon for crimes that I did not commit, and paying for it, and the work that I've achieved have been taken away, and all the material things have been taken away and given to others, and I'm surviving here despite the fact that I'm going to buffets and taking care of things. Okay, so God wants me to survive. He created me for the purpose of me to survive. Right? Right. Okay. And I ask God to make sure. I ask God to allow me to be selfish so that I can get myself out of this situation. Get myself out of this situation. If I see any negative feedback from surrounding world, I will isolate myself from that negative feedback. The negative feedback will press me down and hold me down. And I cannot allow that to happen. Even if the individual is a fellow Christian who may be under some sort of momentarily uh, momentary momentary spell of some sort. Okay. And I pray that they understand what I'm talking about, so that I can make something out of myself. The purpose now that I've established where I am, okay, and and the line is selfishness. I have to be selfish. I cannot give everything else. Okay, I cannot give everything else. Give everything up. It'll be incredibly difficult to survive if I do that. Okay, I have to have shoes. Without shoes, I cannot survive. Okay. Fortunately for me, I have a car, and I'm spending as much money as possible so that I can maintain that vehicle until I can improve myself financially. So I have to be selfish. So currently I have this one thing going for me. I have this one thing. My car, my kids. My kids are gone. They disconnected from me. They believe that I'm guilty of this crime. There is publicly there is a record of me, but nobody will believe me. Right? Nobody will believe me. Nobody in this world will believe me that I'm innocent. Nobody. I'm telling you, nobody. Not even my own attorneys don't believe me. Okay? But I must. But I know what I know, and I know what God knows, and that's allowing me to survive this situation. Okay? I was under one time at one time things could have just ended, and I would not have been here. Okay? It would have been over. But I'm moving forward. Okay? So moving forward, here's the situation. Now moving forward, I have one thing that I have going for me, okay? Which is this. The 4 years of hard work. I was working 6 nights. It's a grueling and physically enduring job washing dishes. During the summertime, I had to pick up the slack and take care of multiple things at the same time. I was ignorant to the fact that my body can break down. And I forced myself to work, drinking as much soda as possible, to move as fast as possible, to help the restaurant, as the restaurant was providing me with life. Without it, I cannot go to another restaurant because I cannot work for another restaurant due to the fact that this belief that I have and the things that I say about Christ will immediately create a conflict between other people and myself. And the only thing that allows me to open my mouth about Christ is because I am tolerated at Westside Drive-In. That's the only reason. The conviction and these words of Christ just comes out, even though these words may be not fully 100% intact as written through the Bible, but the meaning behind it has some sort of correlation between his words that are written in the Bible, and that is the reason why. Okay? So, I have to be selfish. I have to be selfish. That's the situation that I'm in. Okay? That is the situation. But I have this one thing going. I have this one thing. I cannot go to a company and work there and get paid. I cannot, because it is a public and fully disclosable thing that has been labeled within the United States that makes me ineligible for practically any positions in America. Okay? So that's where I am, right? So now I have just this one thing going. Okay? I have this one thing. And the thing that along with that one thing, I know that God will take care of everything. So today, so I think it was yesterday. Actually, it was today. It was actually today. I was at Planet Fitness, and within the Planet Fitness, there is a locker. Okay, there is a locker, and I go there to take a shower because that's what I do. I'm homeless. I go there, I pay monthly dues, and I take a shower. Okay, I go there. I'm homeless. I admit it. I have a storage facility. They have this app that wants my personal information, and I bypass it, and the app doesn't open the gates, right? That's the purpose of the app. And so now what I have to do is I have to just punch in the little numbers at the gate by getting out of the car. Okay, but that's fine. So I have this storage facility where I have like my clothes, extra food, and boxes that contain the printer that I have and things like that, right? And extra soap, other stuff, and shave, razor and things like that. So I keep it there. It's far less expensive using that than getting an apartment. You just can't get an apartment these days. A single bedroom apartment right now is at least 1,000, at least 1,500, about around $1,500, somewhere around about $1,500 to get an apartment in this area. Okay, $1,500. We're not talking about like the east, the coast, west coast, or things like that. We're talking about in the mountains. It's almost $1,500 for a single bedroom apartment. There's added expenses like utilities, the things like that. Like, so it's houses are expensive. Apartments are expensive. A single room within a apartment complex that's shared is $700 in this area, right? So that's the current situation. Okay. Now, there's this one bright thing that's happening. There's this one bright thing, and I know that. Okay, so going back to this Planet Fitness thing, right? So I'm watching this. There's a screen there, and there's a music that plays, and there's like plants there. There are plants, and there's a blade of grass, okay? So God created this blade of grass, and God talks about this. He says, "The blade of grass does not have a care or concern or worry. Why do you worry, Key?" God spoke to me at that moment, today, this morning. God spoke to me. God said, God spoke to me. I'm telling you. God spoke to me and he said, "Why do you worry when the blade of grass does not worry about today or tomorrow or now?" And I thought to myself, God created the plant. God created the blade of grass. God created everything. And if I liken a small derivative of the plant to a Venus flytrap, which has a purposeful, mindful direction in its intent to capture its food and then survive. Okay, and if I take a derivative of that from that Venus flytrap to a slug, okay, a slug or a sponge at the bottom of the ocean, okay, then there's a small correlation. Why would a slug or a sea cucumber worry about life as God created? And if there is a derivative, genetic derivative, this is calculus what we're talking about, okay? There's a derivative between a sea slug, sea cucumber, to a amoeba, okay? An amoeba, a slight genetic difference between these two, and then the amoeba has no worries. And there's a derivative between the amoeba and a what do you call these flies that only survives one day? Okay. Uh so so these aphids. So there is a derivative, and the aphids don't worry about life because God created it. And if there's a small bit of if there's a derivative between a fly and a mouse, and the mouse has no care for its existence, God created it. It does not worry about the future. It does not worry about the past. It doesn't worry about the present. It survives. It eats and moves on. If there's a small derivative difference between a mouse and a human being, I am a human being. Okay, many people say that I'm an animal because the way that I work hard, okay, but I'm actually a human being, which is also a form of an animal, which is true, but I prefer to be called a human being instead of being an animal, right? So I am a human being, and why do I worry about the past, the present, and the future? And may God be so kind for me to understand my current predicament, okay? My current predicament, I am homeless, okay? I am homeless. It's a fact. I am homeless. It's a fact. I live it every moment. I live it every moment these days, okay? So I have this one thing going, okay? Yesterday, this regular customer at Westside Drive-In came in and gave everybody $1 bill, a $1 bill, okay? And I have this one thing going right now, and I have to make this work. And I have to be selfish to allow myself to have the best opportunity to keep going forward so that I can succeed. I have to succeed. I have to survive. I have to prove to the world that the world made a big mistake. I have to prove to the world that the world made a grave mistake. The only way that I can prove that the world made a big mistake is for me to succeed. Prove the world wrong. Okay? There's this I have a YouTube channel, and I must be doing something right because somebody said wrong. Okay? It says, I watched this movie called Rogue Trader, and somebody in the screen says, don't fight the market. And this guy, somebody said it's wrong. Okay? Didn't even like it or hate it, but said wrong. Okay? Don't fight the market. Don't fight the market. Okay? Don't fight the market. You don't want to fight the market. Okay? I have to be selfish. That's the current situation. In order for me to survive and progress, I have to survive. I have to maintain my physical strength. I have to maintain my mind, okay? And make God and the other thing about my faith is that God will take care of everything. I don't have to worry about the people who put me in this situation. God will take care of it. Okay? God will take care of those people who put me in this situation. Okay? God will take care of it. I don't have to worry about that whatsoever. I don't have to worry about that. And recently, I reduced my hours as a dishwasher. I don't know why I did that, but I somehow made a connection between my present predicament, mind and body, to provide the best solution so that I can be more effective as a day trader. So, I limited the amount of hours that I work. I am so grateful. God knows. I pray God knows, obviously. But I pray God allows those critical people to know that I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for having the opportunity to do. I mean, they put a cubicle here. It's perfect. Okay, it's perfect. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that God gives me this car. I'm gonna take this car tomorrow morning to get it aligned because the front right tire on the outside is like, if I use a eraser to like erase something and I look at it, there's like creases and things like that. I think it means that it's out of alignment. So I have to pay like $140, which is essentially 4 days of washing dishes to get that alignment taken care of. Okay. So that's the current situation, right? But I had now, okay, and then there was a whisper. There was a whisper from my kids into my mind. Okay? Into my mind, my kids whispered into me. They said, you are welcome. Okay? You are welcome. Okay? And so I am welcome into their lives. Now I fully believe once I get out of this situation, get out of this destitute, homeless situation, I'm going to rejoin them and be reconnected with them so that I can live out the rest of my life at a level where I don't have to worry about where to sleep. I don't have to worry about what kind of food that I need. I don't have to worry about where I'm going to sleep. I don't have to worry about whether I can afford a pair of shoes. Okay? That's what's going to happen. That's the future that I have. But relies on this one critical thing. This one critical thing. And everything has to align. And I have to be selfish. I have to be selfish. If I'm not selfish, I could give everything away, jump into the homeless shelter, do nothing, and I'm done. And I'll slowly degrade and degrade and degrade, age and age and age, until at a point where my mind and the body and the soul essentially fades away. Fading away happens, but what I like to do and what I want to do, what I need to do, is be selfish. I want to I need to rejoin life. Get out of this situation. Right now, I have this one thing going now. I have this one thing, which is day trading. It is a path for me to see. I can't work for these companies. I cannot work for these companies. It it's a fact. I don't want to break any laws. I don't want to mislead anybody. I want to speak the truth. And when I speak the truth, I cannot work for these companies. They'll tell me, "Hey, we have to talk with the legal department," which essentially means, "No, you can't be hired. We cannot have." Apparently, there's a clear distinction. I saw this. I saw this. I saw this. The new president, Trump, is coming in, and her name is Pan Bondi. James Bond with an I at the end. Okay, isn't that interesting? James Bond with I in it. Okay, so James Bond I. Okay, but instead it's called Pam Bondi I. Okay, I Bond. Okay, James Bond. Right? Hi. The name's Bond. Okay, Bond I. Okay, so she's talking about it, and she is in front of the Senate panel, who will place her into the position of Attorney General. Okay, and she says something. She says something that is related to my life right now. She said something, which I it made sense, but I just forgot what it is. But now I'll just move on. Okay. Yeah. What did she say? What did she say that makes a lot of sense? Okay. Hmm. Anyway, it made sense, but it just disappeared. So that's the current situation, and I have this one thing going. I have this one thing going, and it is going well now. It is going well. It is all due to the fact that God has given me time to be selfish. This one thing is to day trade. It is to day trade out of my current situation into a new life. Okay? And I have to be selfish. I have to disclose my situation. I'm physically handicapped. This eye is literally blind. I cannot see very well. This eye. Okay? This is the eye. I need prescription glasses. The glasses that I have are made of plastic. These glasses I had for 15 or 16 years. It went through where I have been. Rough and tumble everywhere. The homeless shelter. I mean, it is amazing that I was able to keep that thing, even though the lens is kept in by a fish line. Okay, it's like one of those fish lines, but it's held there. So that's where I am. Okay, so that's how things are. But I have this one thing going, which is going to help me get out of this situation. Okay, it's a single thread. It's like the hair that I found at Chuckarama a couple of days ago. It was on Tuesday. Tuesdays are Asian foods. Okay, Tuesdays are Asian foods. So they have this. So they have this curry section, and then there's beef, and then I picked up a few, put it in a bowl, brought it over to the table, and I start eating it, and I see this long strand of blonde hair. I pulled it out, but I'm homeless. I don't care. I eat it, but I wanted to make sure that the waitresses and waiters knew about it. So I casually ran into one of them and I said, "Hey, look, there's hair in the beef." Apparently, it's a policy for them to take that and just and dump it and get something else. Okay, and I told them, I looked at it, boy, you don't want to waste that, do you? I thought, but they said, well, we have to toss it out. Okay, so well, okay, well that's what you have to do. But I have this one thing going. Okay, I have this one thing going, which is day trading. It's day trading. It's a single fine thread to life above. Life. It's a I'm holding onto it. I'm dangling onto it. I mean, it's like the move. It's like the movie The Ant-Man, right? There's a scene where they're in this world and there's piles of Ant-Man that's trying to get up to this machine that apparently will free the 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 bad guy, right? Apparently it's a machine that frees them or something like that. So it's dangling on a single thread. It's dangling on a single thread of life. It's thinner than that blonde hair. It's thinner than the blonde hair that I found on the piece of meat that was at the Asian Day buffet, okay, of Chakarama. It's thinner, okay. It's thinner than that, and I'm working on it. I'm tugging on it. It's okay. It's like there's this I think it's a horror movie called apparently these plants are in Mexico, and these plants are carnivorous, and these plants will get into you inside you and start growing. Okay, it'll do that, and so and if there's any slight a cut or something, they'll get into your body and start growing it and consume you. Okay, so and then there's this at the top. It's a narrow opening with a fine like a rope that I can grab and get out of this situation. But that is this. It's like what that is. Okay, so that's the current situation. But I have this one thing, which is day trading. Day trading is my salvation. It is allowing me to have hope. It's hope. If I continue down this road without hope, it's going to be 5 or 6 years of wear and tear on my body. My right ankle has a problem. If I keep working like that, I'm going to lose my left ankle. I'm going to lose my right ankle. It's hard work. It's hard work. I have to say it's hard work. It's like I would work there and I'm tired, physically tired. I'm drained. It's not an easy thing, especially now for an old man like myself. I'm an old man. And I admit it. That's what it is. That's the fact. Plus that I'm homeless, I'm like, I'll tell you what. The judge said, hey, do you know what a felony is? I said, I don't know what it is, but I'll just say I do. I don't know what it is, but I'll say I do. Because I don't know what it is. I had never imagined that this is the life that I would be living as a convicted felon. Okay? But this is the life. Nobody. Apparently, there's a clear distinction between a misdemeanor. Oh, now I'm getting back to Pam Bondi. Now I'm making a loop going back to Pam Bondi. Okay? James Bond with an I on it. Okay? I am James Bond, apparently. So she said this. During her career in front of the Senate panel, apparently working on a felony case is a big deal. Apparently, working on a felony case is a big limelight job. Misdemeanors are just low-level crumbs kind of things that have no value, essentially, because it's a misdemeanor. It has no criminal intent, okay? So apparently a felony has some serious social degrading, socially dismantling kind of behavior that earns the pedigree of being a felon. And apparently when the judge asked me what a felon means, that's what she was talking about. It's a very, very serious crime. And that's why the whole United States are aware of it, and that's why they enforce it, because they know that when somebody earns that pedigree of a felony, murders are classified as felons. It's called a felony murder, or apparently that's what it is. So when you're a convicted felon, you get classified into the areas of convicted murderers, serial killers, You are classified within the same level. I remember interviewing with these people, and I had to be clear. I have to divulge what conviction I have, and apparently it's like they have several degrees. That's how they do that. So when the judge asked me, "Do you know what it means?" Pam Bondi used to be a judge, and then attorney general. She knew exactly, and she proudly cashed out the numbers of the felony trials that felony cases that she went through. So it's a huge thing. So during so the lawyer that I had says, "Oh, so you're gonna be on probation for a couple years, and then it'll be all over." That's what he said to me, right? That's what he said to me. This is the guy that I was paying. Okay, this is the guy that I was paying, and he didn't believe me. Okay, that I was innocent. Who would? Okay, who would believe me? Who? Okay, so this guy says, "Oh, it'll be over in 2 years." Okay, no, it's not. It's not over in 2 years. Okay, why do I know that? Because I'm at year 5. Okay, of 10 years. So he said that. He said that to me. The attorney that I was paying money for, that was actively engaged in undermining my credibility and representation to the court. Okay? That's what happened. So that's where I am. So that's how things are. But I have this one opportunity, and I'm going to upset the owner of Westside Drive-In. I know it. But I cannot be working 6 days a night. I cannot do the job of 3 people every night. I cannot do that. It would be great as a business person to have a single person doing 3 different things at the same time, because it saves labor. I know it. And thank God there are customers who go to Westside Drive-In to eat, because there's more than enough to employ somebody like myself who now needs to be selfish. I pray God whispers into his mind that I have to be selfish. I know that I am so grateful. I am grateful. I am so ever grateful. Okay? I have to be selfish. I have to get out of there. I cannot work there. I cannot work there long term. I cannot. I'm going to be exhausted. I know dishwashers, historically speaking, on a sequential level, they're less reliable because, first of all, it's hard. Okay? It's hard. I'll tell you, it's hard. Okay? And nobody gives you any credit whatsoever for what you do. Nobody. It's the lowest position. It's the lowest of the lowest. Washing dishes is the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. Lowest. And they expect, on top of what you're doing, to help out with everything else, because you are the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. But I'm grateful. It has kept me alive to this day. I pray the owner knows that I am ever so grateful, despite the fact now, after committing myself for at least 4 years of fully giving my mind, body, and soul, giving my right ankle, giving my left knee, and giving my right eye, okay? And 4 years of my life. And I pray the owner knows that I'm so thankful. But I have to be very selfish now. I have to be selfish. I have to limit the number of days that I work. I have to limit the days of the hours that I work, in order to give myself the best chance to get out of this situation. And I'm doing that right now. May God help me to distribute that information to those who are aware, okay? So that I truly wish to get out of this situation. And there's only one thing There's this only one thing that I have that allows me to get out of this situation. There are lots of fine people that's out there who would be glad to help me get into another company, but they cannot do that because of that conviction. Okay? So now I have this one opportunity which bypasses all these things by being self-employed. I am self-employed. I don't know how I'm going to make this work, but so far it's been working. There's a lot of positive things that are going on. Okay? There's positive momentum. I have been tracking and recording videos for the past 10 trading days. And I'm going to disclose that once I pass phase 1, and once I pass phase 2, and once I get a payout. When that happens, because of the consistencies that I have as a day trader, which is attributed to reducing the amount of hours that I work, okay? And whoever's out there who may not like me or who may hate me for working at Westside Drive-In, and they may not like that, but this is the path. And the best way is for people to get rid of me is for me to be successful so I can get the heck out of there. Right? So I know that it's a win-win situation. Temporarily, it'll be difficult for them to understand, to deal with me, because my intent is to just be in my hole, be in that area, get things taken care of, get the heck out of there, do my job, okay? Do my job and get the heck out of there, okay? It may look like that I'm not a team player, but that's what I need to do. I cannot converse with regular people these days, okay? Here's what happened. So today, I told this longtime coworker, and she's the lead there, and she's a fellow Catholic, and I told her, hey, this is what's going on. I've been successful for the past 3 weeks, and based on that track record, I'm gonna succeed. So I approached her with this one content, which is essentially, you have to break away from being addicted. And she says, well, it's gambling, but there's a clear distinction. But she doesn't understand the clear distinction. Gambling is a momentary thing that can happen, but on a consistent drip line and required method that requires a consistent means for existence of gambling is called addiction. Okay, addiction and gambling are two different things. You can gamble a day, but you can still not be addicted. But if you keep gambling and gambling, that's addiction. Okay? That's one part or segment of the situation. She didn't understand that. So I cannot talk with normal, regular people because they do not understand what I understand, or what I don't understand, they understand, and they can't communicate. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense of what I know and what they know. It just cannot mingle, because I have achieved a level of competency as a day trader to be clearly distinctive between 99% and 1%. I have come to that situation right now. Even my day trading buddy does not know where I am, because I have not publicly disclosed this on my YouTube channel, or my hints and the things that I say has not been fully captured. It is like the situation where Al Brooks, that I paid $400 to for his course almost 2 years ago, when I first started, is he really consistently profitable? Sure, he's got these materials, but is he consistently profitable? It's like that. But now I see that he is, based on what I've learned and the content that he has, and it's enriching content. Every word of it is enriching. $400 is a freaking bargain. Okay? So I'm in this situation. I've been successful for the past 3 weeks. Okay? I thank God. I mean, there's Regis manager here. She's this facility manager for Regis. Um, if not for her, I don't think I could be here because I was so tired. I was working like six nights a week, and I literally stepped like maybe an hour or two for for years. For years, I would fall asleep at downtown Office Evolution. That's why people saw me doing that. That's why I couldn't stay there. So I did that a little bit of that, and I could have been easily just kicked out in the cold. But she allowed me to stay here, okay, to continue pursue this one thing to help me pull myself out of that hair that I found on Chakorama. It's a strand that's thinner than that to extricate myself out of this situation. Okay. So now here's the situation. So now I have been consistently profitable for the past 3 weeks, essentially. And I have recorded YouTube videos, which I will release. It's the phase one part. And then I foresee in 1 week, all I have to do is repeat the same thing, okay? Trade small. The main idea is trade small and use the knowledge that I have and move forward with that, okay? And once I get that done, phase one will be done. It's not a guesswork anymore. It's not based on the direction of the market anymore. It's not. It's not it's not based on luck anymore. It's not. Luck helps, but it's not based on luck anymore. Okay? It's a clear, conscious decisions that I'm making on a regular basis in a day with multiple trades that are allowing me to make positive gains, which I can take that and then use it for any situation with any amount of capital that I have. It is the 4 years of fumbling and trying to figure this out in the dark, grasping for things to build and light the room to understand where I am in the world of day trading. That's where I am. That is where I am right now. Okay? I am on the brink of success. I'm on the brink. The other side. Now, what is on the other side? Okay? The other side. I'm going to get I'm gonna go get a suit, and I'm gonna wear this suit and walk into church like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. Okay, I won't walk like him. I won't be as cool as him, but I'm gonna wear a suit and I'm gonna walk in. Okay, I'm gonna walk in. That's what I'm gonna do. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. Okay. And I'm going to say, thank you, God, for making this happen, okay? And thank you, God, for supporting me in this journey to extricate myself, for showing me this journey to have a small understanding of what saints go through, what Christians go through, what life really means in this, and being able to fully appreciate the people around me. Before this journey started, I did not appreciate my kids. I did not appreciate my ex-wife. Even though I was being selfish, I didn't know about it. Not knowing about my being selfishness can have all the wrong things, including the 7 deadly sins of myself, which is greed and all that stuff. Now I know. So on the other side, what do I have on the other side? Okay, what am I going to achieve in the other side? The first thing, the glimmer of light on the other side is that suit. I will go to Costco. I will buy it. I will buy it online. But before I do that, I will go to the Men's Warehouse, get sized up because I've gained some weight. I'm old. Okay, I've shrunk. Okay. I have a pair of shoes that I still kept. I had those pair of uh, uh, dress shoes for, and it's been sitting in my car. It's been sitting in my car for 5 years in the same place. It's a brown shoes that's very similar to the shoes in Saturday Night Live opening sequence. Color may be a slight different, but that's the pair of shoes. I'm going to wear that. I don't have dress socks. I have to get some dress socks. Okay? I have to get some maybe dress underwear, maybe or maybe not. Okay? And then I have to get a really fine quality shirt. I was thinking about getting different colors of it, a bit different color, but it's gonna have to be it's gonna be it's gonna be as it's gonna be white. It's like it's gonna be so pure white. It's gonna be clean, pure white. It's gonna be a rebirth into life. It's gonna be it's it's gonna be apparently God breaks down everything and rebuilds in His image, right? It rebuilds, and that's what's happening. I have been wrecked, pummeled, and demolished. Now I'm picking things up within Him to cluster together, and so the shirt will be clean, pure white, representing, and then for those individuals, it'll be like white out. Okay, it'll be white out. Somebody looks at that, they're gonna be blinded. It's like it's gonna be so clean and white that it's gonna be like intense LED light just emanating out of it. That's the shirt that I will get. I will specifically ask for it. Okay, and I will wear it just once on that day, but that pure and clean white will fade after the first day. But it will be worn into church, okay, to signify life on the other side. So that's the first thing that I will get, okay? And if it's still if that things happen, but I'm thinking in my schedule it might happen several months down the road. Okay? Maybe during the summertime, because right now it's January, but the pace that I'm going at, which is deliberate, because it is more important for me to achieve a level of consistency to be maintained so that I can scale it up later on down the road, okay? So that's one thing that's on the other side. And then today I thought to myself, originally a long time ago, before I was convicted, I was making money as an engineer. So I was trading a little bit on the side too, okay? And so the plan was to get a United States Postal Service boxes, fill them with cash, and then send it to them, okay? Which is probably not a good idea, okay? Because it probably gets lost or something, and it might attract criminal intent from others if they found out. So it's better to wire it, I suppose, right? Not gold bars, okay? Not gold bars, but the intent is to distribute. I'm not like other billionaires, okay? First of all, I'm not a billionaire, even though I want to make $1 billion a year as a day trader. That's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for me to make $1 billion a year as a day trader. That's the goal. I started on this journey. I might as well become the best at it. Okay, that's what I want to do. You know, these YouTube people, there isn't a single person who makes $1 billion a year. Okay, but I want to be that person. That will be my third book. Okay, so I have these things that I want to do. Okay, and I want to make this work. I want to make this work. Okay. Boy, I just smelled a whiff of perfume today. I don't know what it is, but I just whiffed it. Okay? So that's what's waiting for me on the other side. And I'm going to take this new life on the other side, okay? And I'm going to help out my kids as best as possible. And I haven't been I am far from being even a normal person in 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 helping my ex-wife, okay? And I'm going to make it up. I'm going to make it up with the success that I have for the lack of things that I haven't been able to do to help her to live a carefree, full of life. And one of the things is a financial burden and the experience throughout life. And I want to provide that for her and the two kids that she was kind enough to bring into this world. And that, I mean, that's it. Okay, that's my motivation to move forward with this situation. Okay, I have a singular mindset. In the meantime, I'm going to be very selfish. I have to be selfish. I have to tell this boss who's giving me a job as a dishwasher, a lifeblood, a drip line of life. He's giving me life, but I have to tell this owner. I said, look, I have to be selfish. I cannot work those hours that I used to do for the past 4 years. I have to work less so that I can preserve my energy. I have to preserve my mind. Okay? I have to preserve those things for me to continue on this journey. It's 56 minutes. I have to continue on this journey. And I pray to God that you understand. Okay? I know that you're like short of people. I know that. It's not easy. I've worked there for 4 years. I've seen people come and go. And being a fast food restaurant and hiring people is incredibly difficult. Low wage, lots of work. It's a incredible combination, something that people work there for a little bit, they're gone. Work for a little bit, gone. People who have strong personalities work there, and they expect to be treated far better than what normal people needs to do, which is to go to work, do the stuff, and get the heck out. Stay away from work politics and get there. But there's some strong personalities out there. It's hard business. I thought about opening a restaurant, but it's not. I cannot do it. I cannot manage people. I don't have the patience, or I don't. When I saw what's going on at Westside Drive-In and the people that work there, God created them. God loves them. I'm just a different person, and I know, and the fact that he has to replace them and fill in people like that, but I have to be selfish. I know you need some help working, people there to support what you need to do, but I cannot work 6 days a week. I have to limit myself to preserve the energy that I have and focus my time. Okay, right now, with the recent adjustments, a couple of months of recent adjustments of less work, thank God, I'm seeing the light. I'm seeing the fruits of my labor coming to fruition. Okay? It is working. It is working. It is working. Okay? I have to be selfish though. I still have to be selfish. I have to maintain it because I'm tired, and I click on these, I can make easy mistakes. I can revert back to like being a subconscious human being. And when I do that, I make a lot of mistakes. I cannot do that. I have to make sure, despite the fact that it looks like I have now lots of free time, but that gives me time to learn, adjust. The energy that I have, apparently the brain uses like 20 to 30% of the body energy, right? So it takes an enormous amount of energy for the brain to function. And the brain, trading is the brain. Trading requires the brain. So I have to be selfish. I have to work less hours. When I'm there, I'm 100%. I'll get it done, but I have to limit it. But if I have to work more hours, more days, then I have to give 100%. That 100% will degrade the performance that I have with the lack of sleep and the amount of hours that I need to do trading and the amount of hours that I study and some form of like relaxing a little bit in between, it has to be there. It has to be there. I pray that the owner understands. I pray. I'm praying right now. I pray you understand. Because what I want to do is be as less of a nuisance, okay? Just work there for that brief time. Somebody else needs to pick up the slack, okay? Somebody needs to pick up the slack. Somebody needs to pick up the slack because my commitment now is to get the heck out of there as fast as possible. And that means I really, really, really have to say, look, I would love to help out. I would love to give my car, my clothes, my underwear, okay, my shoes to the next homeless guy to help that guy out. I would love to do that, but I can't. I have to survive. See, then the homeless shelter will have everything that I have and I'll have nothing. Okay? So what good is that? Right? What good is that? I need to improve. Okay? I need to make this work. And it is working. It is working. The results are coming in. Nobody else knows about it yet. Nobody. Only God and I know about it. Because I'm secretly recording my results. Because what I've noticed is that if I disclose it, and some people who are, some people who may be, who might have ulterior motives may generate negative energy, and I may absorb it, and I might dismantle what I'm going for, okay? So that's the situation. But what's happening, see, as a convicted felon, all my personal information, my Fourth Amendment rights does not exist. So the law enforcement has access to everything. So they know everything. Okay, they can tap into what I'm doing, tap into my text messages for the past 4 to some odd years. They have everything documented, everything. They can pull it up, use it, whatever they want. I am, as the owner stated, the cleanest mofo dishwasher he's ever, that's what he said, okay? He said, I am the cleanest dishwashing mofo. He didn't say mofo, but he said, I am the cleanest. That's what he said, okay? But I have to be very selfish. They know about it, okay? The trades that I'm making, if the law enforcement tracked my records, okay? They can copy it, right? But they probably don't have the secret ingredient yet, but they could copy it and know that I'm successful right now. Nobody else knows about it. So I'm secretly recording the results each day, okay? And I will disclose it once I achieve. I may just disclose it after I get my certificate for phase 1 passing, or I may wait until I should just wait until phase 2 is passed, okay? Because it's meaningless, okay? I have to make sure I pass the phase 2, and then that means that I can pass anything. That's what it means. Literally, when I pass phase 2, it means I'm like, so that's what the situation is, okay? So what I will do is I will finish out the recording for the phase 1, which is going to be probably this coming week. I should have some solid, I'll either pass or maybe I may be more conservative this coming week, but I will either pass or something, okay? So I'll record the results for each day, which is going to add up to maybe like 15 days or something like that. And then the following week, I should be starting my phase 2. And then I'll record that for at least 2 weeks. I think it's going to take about at least 2 weeks based on getting like 0.5% gain per day. 0.5% gain times 10 is like 5%, which is the goal, profit target for that, right? So once I get that, then I'll have the phase 2 passed. Then once phase 2 is done, then I'll be funded. We're talking about being funded now, okay? Legitimately. And this platform is a legitimate. I pray it is. It has been. It's got rules, and I was able to maneuver around it through several hundred trades on just this challenge. I think it's several hundred trades. I think. Okay, so far. So it's going to add more trades, and so things are aligned for me to move forward with this. And once that happens, and I get a few payouts, I'll walk into the restaurant on my shift, and if anybody wants to hear, I'll belch out, okay? I'll bellow out, say, hey, look, I got a payout. Once I get a payout, hey, I got a second payout. I got a third payout. Now I'm going to go big. Okay, I'm going to go big. And once that big comes, then I can afford something more. I can get an office. I can get an office. I can get an office. I can literally get an office. Okay? Currently I pay like $160 for this. I don't drink coffee. Coffee per month is like $20 to $30. It adds on to it. I don't drink coffee, thank God. Apparently it's not good for your brain or something. Long term. The caffeine just anyway. Okay? So that's where I am. Things are looking up. Things are going positive in a positive direction. So despite the fact that I'm being selfish right now. I know it. I need to go to church every Sunday. I know that. I'm a Catholic. I say to everybody on the world, I say I'm Catholic. I am Catholic. But I also tell them, look, God is sent me on a journey. Okay? I'm working for God right now. Okay? I'm working for God. You know why I'm working for God? I'm documenting my journey on YouTube. And if somebody looks through the 1,400 videos that's on there, 1,400 videos, I put up 1,400 videos. So if you want to be a consistently profitable day trader, you can just look at it. So I'm doing God's work. So whoever is desperate enough will go through these and then make those connections, and we'll get to the point where I am right now. Okay? You don't have to do like backtesting. You don't. That's why it took so much time. You don't have to do backtesting. Because all the things that are out there have already been backtested. You just got to grab onto it, have faith in it, and use it. Okay? In the right way. Right? So I pray to God. Okay, now it's like 1 hour and 7 minutes, okay? It's going to be like huge gigabytes of data. So I better stop right now, okay? I pray. I'm going to make a prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. That's a Catholic prayer, okay? There's a Hail Mary, but I will not belittle you with that. Those are the words that Jesus Christ said, put his hand on the shoulder of this human being. He said this, pray like this. That's what he said. And he uttered those words out of his mouth. Okay? The individual who hung on the cross put his hand on the person and said, pray like this. Okay? So that's what it is. That's what's happening. Okay? That's what's going to happen. I have to be very selfish. I have to be selfish. If I am not selfish, I could give this phone to the homeless guy. Okay? But what good would it do for me? I need this phone to record it, put it on YouTube, to go on this journey that God had sent me. And at the end of this, dangling on a thin line, thinner than that hair that I found at Chuckarama. I still go to Chuckarama. I love the food. It happens. People, their hair long, pulls off, gets into the food. It happens. Okay? I was about to almost vomit, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. It's normal. The food is good. Okay? It's inert anyway. The hair is inert. It's like a cuticle, right? That's what I heard. Hair is like a cuticle, so it'll go through the system, but it'll just come out. But it's just kind of thing, right? Anyway, So that's where I am, and may God understand it. May God be so kind as to allow me to be selfish. Okay? So I have plans. I have exciting plans for the future. Before I was fired at Micron, um, I had lunch with practically all the coworkers. I bought them lunch. Okay? I did. Okay? My mother told me, "Hey, look, take out your boss for lunch." But something told me, take out the people that you're working with, buy them lunch. Okay? It does little good because it's the management who decides who stays there and who don't, right? But that's what happened, okay? That's what it is. Speaking of, there's a Christian brother of mine who works at Micron, whose name is Peter, like Saint Peter, who holds the gate from heaven and hell. I owe him lunch. Okay, I owe him lunch because I told him, look, this time I'm going to buy you lunch. You bought me lunch last time. We had this barbecue at Checorama, but this time I will buy you lunch. And he said, hey, let's go this week. And I told him, well, not yet, not yet. It'll be there, but not yet. A little bit later, okay? A little bit later, we'll go to lunch, and I will pay for it. So I have to be selfish. Things are going well, okay? I have situated myself in this situation where I pay rent for this office. I have a printer that I will use to file my tax return. I have pictures of my kids. It's too bad that I didn't have my ex-wife on that picture. It was taken at the church. Okay, I have my neck pillow. I have my water canteen that I used to boil. I used to boil water. I have this computer that's approximately it's about 11 years old. That computer is 11 years old. I bought the highest end at that moment, at that point, so it still lasts. It still lasts. And I have this foot powder, okay, because when I'm washing dishes, water gets on my shoes and it gets moldy and things like that. So I had to get this foot powder right there, okay. So that's the situation. That is okay. So I'm like 1 hour and 12 minutes in, okay. But here's the thing: I have to be selfish. I have to be selfish for now. Once I become successful and I start to bring in money, I would love to be charitable. Okay? The first charitable thing that I would do, hopefully, extricate myself from this situation. Then I will be in a position to help my kids out. I'll be in a position to help my ex-wife out. Then I will be in the position to help the community. That will be the fun part. Helping my kids is easy. I just give them cash, right? Helping my ex-wife is give them money. And when they need me, then I can be there. I can buy a plane ticket or whatever it is. If they need me to be somewhere they want me to be, then I can be there. But I cannot be there in this current situation. So I can do that for them. As far as like being community oriented is, I can help out. I can think of creative things that might be exciting to reach out to the pastors that are in the community, and then they know what's going on, to help them on a financial level, on a financial basis, to give them the tools to help them out. Okay, that's what I plan to do. Okay, because a blade of grass grows out in the field, and then it grows and grows and grows, and then it fades away. That's it. And whatever size it had, whatever color it had, whatever direction it had, whatever it had, it all fades away. It all fades away eventually, right? Even memories fade away. Millions and millions of years from now, Earth will be consumed and incinerated. All memories will be lost. Everything will be gone. Elon Musk will go to Mars, and then somehow the orbit of Mars and Earth will collide, and then it'll explode. Okay, it's possible. China will go to the moon, and then the orbit of the moon will be lopsided, and it'll crash into Earth, and it'll be done with. Okay, it's anything can be possible, but I have to be selfish. That's a cataclysmic revelation, just like the Bible, right? But that's the current situation. I have some plans. I want to write some books. It's going to be at a level of less than fifth grade level. Okay, I know it already. It's going to be I on LinkedIn. Somebody mentioned that 50% of the United States citizens have a fifth grade level of reading capability. I can assure you, I graduated from college, and the fact that I had to wait 6 months to graduate due to a essay that I failed multiple times. All I had, see, I did the hard work going through electromagnetics. I went through digital systems, control systems, uh, okay, senior design, uh, uh, and uh, and and engineering economics, uh, all that stuff, right? Even English courses like writing something like that in English courses, and I had a hard time passing the essay until they said, "Hey, look, you're good enough. You're passed." Okay. Without that, I would have been there for years. Okay. So that's where I am. That's where things are now. It's at a point where like it's like if I can just provide an imagery of what this situation. It's amazing that this thing's still recording. Okay, it's like 17 minutes past 1 hour. It's amazing. I see this vision. I see on the ground. There's this ground, and this sprout is like poking out. It's green. It's poking out, and there's a little dirt clod above it. It's like peeking through. That's where I am right now, and I have to be selfish. I'm going to sprout out my leaves and absorb the rays of the sun, and I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna I'm gonna take this chance that God has given me, and I'm gonna make the best of it. Okay, I'm gonna have a new car. Okay, and I'm gonna do some things what I believe is a good thing. That's the path that I'm going.